Welcome, everybody, to another episode of HomeKit Insider. You've got me, Andrew O'Hara, joined with my pal, Stephen Robus, where we clearly talk about the biggest news in the world of HomeKit, and that's that Blink-182 is back together again. World tour, new album, the biggest news. Over to you, Stephen.
Wow. Well, let me wax poetically about Blink. No, it was a thing when I was growing up, but I wasn't really a listener. I did not.
A thing when you were growing up.
I knew.
You still act like we're generations apart from each other.
No, I know. But were you a listener? Like, did you consume?
For sure.
Oh, okay.
For sure. 100%. Everyone that consumed Blink-182.
I was a little bit sheltered. I don't want to reveal the kind of music I was listening to in my teenage years. Although I did have a Big Willie style. I had Will Smith's rap album.
For sure, I had that too.
Yeah, that was getting jiggy with it. That was a big deal back then.
Something.
I also had Backstreet Boys, but we won't talk about that. Anyway, we got some HomeKit news. We got some HomeKit controversy that I want to talk about in a second too. The controversy on Twitter about it. Some of our favorite automations, and we got some listener questions about video doorbells and such. So we'll get to all of that. We didn't have any 5-star reviews this last week, Andrew, but all of the 5-star reviews that we've had up to this point has led to this moment because I checked this last week, we are in the top 100 tech shows in Apple Podcasts, which I think that's pretty good. There's a lot of tech shows out there, and we're in the top 100. Yeah. So there you go.
I think that's good, especially for such a niche podcast topic. Like, we're not going like broad, like all of Apple or anything like that. We are very specific.
We are very niche. We even touched, I think, 85. So, I mean, you could say we're in the top like 80-ish. It might have been higher. I'll have to go back and check, but that's really good. So, I mean, that's 2 Apple Insider podcasts in the top 100 of all tech podcasts. So I think that's pretty cool. So thank you all for listening and 5-star reviewing. Keep them coming. We appreciate it. All right, so we got some news. I bought a thing, too. I don't have it yet, but I bought a thing, which is our first piece of news, which is the Eve light switch, their updated switch with Thread. We've talked about it on a past show. They announced it and all, but you can buy it. It's shipping quickly. This is their Thread-enabled switch, not a dimmer, just a switch. There is a neutral wire required for this Eve switch with Thread, but I get mine as we record tomorrow, so I'll be able to talk about it next week. I don't know what will be more exciting, my Eve switch or your child, but we'll make that call when we get there.
For sure. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
That will probably be happen by the time we record next week's show, I would think. But this the Eve switch, it is single pole and 3-way, so you can use this Eve switch in a 3-way configuration. And again, it is Thread. So I will let you all know how that works out. There you go. Eve Thread. Are you getting one of these? Do you have one coming?
Yeah, it should be delivered. It's been sitting like package ready for pickup. Like, the label has been made, and it's like sitting there, like waiting for UPS to pick it up. So it's just sitting there on a shipping desk somewhere, waiting. I believe, at least last time I checked, which was a couple days ago now.
Okay. So it's coming. We'll be talking about that soon. Also, in the same switch genre, Wemo switches, we talked about their dimmer, their updated dimmer with Thread. They also have now the Wemo Thread switch non-dimmer, but these are a little weird. So the switch that's no dimmer from Wemo, it is Thread, but there is neutral required, but it does work in a 3-way situation. So Wemo Thread switch, non-dimmer, neutral required, 3-way, $50. But, like we talked about on a previous episode, there is still the Wemo dimmer. The new Wemo dimmer is Thread, but doesn't require a neutral wire, but does not do 3-way. This feels like a little weird. Like, I get the 3-way part, why the dimmer is not 3-way. We've talked about 3-way switches at length on past episodes when I was moving into this house, and so you can listen back to all of that. But I think it's weird that the switch requires a neutral, but the dimmer does not. Do you find that strange, Andrew? Isn't that kind of weird?
I think it's all bizarre. Like, I didn't like the stuff with the dimmers and the 3-ways. I mean, because I still have a 3-way dimmer going on, and I never had any issues. And now it's like we're getting all these weird ones and all these little random issues. And
Yeah, it's weird.
yeah,
I don't know. It's weird. I haven't gotten any of these new Wemo ones yet. I mean, my regular old style Wemo's been working pretty good. You know, they're Wi-Fi. I got some dimmers and switches, even in 3-way configurations, and they work just fine. So let us know, listeners, if you're getting any of these Thread Wemo dimmer. What does Andrew just got here? If you're watching on YouTube, is that one of the new
it's
ones?
one of the Wemo ones. Yeah, not the switch. This is the dimmer switch. But yeah,
okay.
It's hanging out here.
Now,
Not
so
too
the
bad.
dimmer,
It's not too thick. It's not
right.
too chunky or anything like that. But yeah, little reset things here at the bottom.
That is a Thread dimmer. There's no lights on it, right? There's no lights like indicating the dimness or lightness.
Well, it's not plugged in at the moment, so I'm not 100%.
Oh, sure. Okay, right.
I can't.
Yeah,
test
he's holding
at
it in
moment.
the air. There's no wires connected. He doesn't have a live wire going from the wall to his hand. So yeah, no, okay, yeah, because that was something I do like about the old style Wemo switches. It had the lights in the middle, telling you how dim the light will be when you turn it on, and then you swipe your finger up and down for dimness. Sometimes I can be a little finicky swiping for dimness. I like the hard button, like go up, to make it brighter, or down for dimmer, like the Lutron dimmer switches. So I'm curious if you get a chance to plug that in somewhere, how that works. Looks cool. I don't know. It matches nicely with the new Wemo regular switch, though. So anyway, those are some of the Wemo switches. You should go to youtube.com/HomeKit Insider. You can see Andrew hold it up, but it's not connected to anything. So was that thing like indented on the bottom, or is that just because the plate is not like screwed in correctly?
You mean like the little? Looks like there's like little reset buttons. If this will ever focus.
There's little indentions. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see.
Yeah. So when this is like flush, it's gonna be a lot of clicking. For those listening
switch
on the
noises.
Audio. Here's some ASMR. This is
ASMR
clicking the Wemo dimmer.
Oh,
this is attaching the faceplate.
Oh, wow.
This is a screw. So yeah, I got that's going on for everybody.
Okay.
When this actually focuses again for Steven to see. Yeah, there you can see. So it sticks out a tiny bit just from the faceplate itself. Yeah, I think it looks good.
Okay. Yeah, we should turn this into an ASMR episode. I have my AirPods Pro 2 case here. I'm going to open and close it near the mic. Let's compare that sound to the AirPods 3. So here's the AirPods Pro 2. Here's the AirPods 3. Oh, it's definitely a higher pitch, see? Anyway, I don't know what's happening on the show. Okay, that's enough ASMR. So real quick, Roku, this is very interesting. Roku is getting into the smart home space. Roku is partnering with Wyze, W-Y-Z-E, releasing some white labeled products. So these are basically Wyze smart home things, but branded Roku. This was a post on Reddit. It's showing what might be coming into like a Walmart. And
well, it's official now. Now that from when
official.
we had originally added this news, it's all official now. We now have actual PR and all the real things for this.
All the real things. Okay, so what's interesting is that the initial post was, showed these boxes with the light strip. Okay, I see it now. So Roku light strip, I'll put the official link to Roku.com for the light strip. It's only, for 16 feet. Oh my goodness, it's $23. That's pretty inexpensive. Okay, so it has that. It does sync with music. My big question for this, which I thought it would be really powerful, is if Roku did this light strip and it synced with things you were streaming to your Roku stick and did what the Hue Sync Play box does, but without a box. If the light strip just like did its thing, syncing wirelessly to a Roku streaming other things. But it seems like that's not the case. It will sync to music, but not necessarily to your TV content. So not exactly a thing, but I think that would be a really cool integration. Like not have to have a box, not have to do all the crazy things that I did to my home theater and just resync it. But it doesn't do that. It just syncs to your music apparently. And then it is not HomeKit either. This is not HomeKit. Google Home and Alexa. So, meh.
Yeah, I just thought it was curious. for a number of reasons. One, like you said, it might be neat if there was a way to sync your TV lights through Roku for a lot cheaper price than what Hue is offering. And that's what people were hypothesizing would be a possibility before these things are made official. And no, that was not a thing. But it's also very curious that they're partnering with Wise for this, because they fairly recently, like this year, had that massive data leak where like hackers had access to like 2.5 million people's cameras or videos. And I don't know. That seems like I don't know. There was all that stuff. Like it took him years to fix this problem and all of this stuff. So it seemed like a weird time to partner with Wise on something. I mean, it makes, I guess, sense for Roku to kind of branch into the smart home, but like they've got cameras and stuff with this integration. So it's a little weird. It's interesting, but fairly inexpensive. If you're big Roku fans, maybe you really want to get this integration going. I don't know.
I guess, but so I'll put a link to their whole page. But yeah, they have indoor cameras, 2-pack for $50. So you can get 2 indoor cameras for $50. That's inexpensive. A 360-degree camera for $40. They do have outdoor cameras. They have video doorbells and chimes, light bulbs and light strips. Like they're going all in. They're like they have outdoor power plugs and wall plugs. Like they're trying to like full on be a smart home
At this point,
brand.
why not just buy Wise? Like if you're just using all of their products, like why bother white labeling them? I don't know.
They do say there's a Roku smart home subscription. Oh, wait a minute. Roku smart home subscription. Here we go. So if you want all your camera stuff with a subscription, like if you want video clips stored for up to 14 days, you only get images without a subscription. So if you get one of these Roku cameras, but you don't pay for the subscription, you get still images. That's it. If you want any kind of video, you have to pay for the subscription. It is $3 per month per camera, and then or annually it's $30 per camera for your first year. Oh my goodness, Roku. Okay, I feel like that's a I don't know. I don't even know what to think about that. I like how they put all like iPhone-looking lock screens and phones on their thing, but they're not HomeKit compatible. They're just showing like the Roku notifications. Okay, Roku, nice try. Not buying it. Not buying it. No offense. You got cheap streaming sticks, but that's fine. I'll stick to HomeKit for my cameras. Anyway, I'll put a link to that, listeners. You can all enjoy it. All right, I want to get to a level lock debacle and some Twitter controversy. But before we do, I want to talk about something that is no controversy. There's no question about this at all, because the next time you need to find a doctor near you that takes your insurance, you need ZocDoc. These transitions are getting better and better every week. You're welcome. I'm just saying, this is great stuff. Listen, here's the deal. ZocDoc.com/HKI. That's all you got to do. Free app. Okay, you download the free ZocDoc app. And what's amazing is you put in your insurance provider, even your insurance plan, and you can browse doctors in an app. We're living in the future, Andrew. You don't have to call anybody. You don't have to wait in lines. You don't have to do the phone tree thing. You just go on your app on your phone. You browse for a doctor like you're shopping on Amazon. You look for you see the patient reviews, real people reviewing this stuff, and then you can book a doctor that you know takes your insurance. This is what I'm talking about. It's a free app, shows you those patient reviews, takes your insurance, available when you need them. Okay, you can get every specialist under the sun, whether you're trying to straighten your teeth or get a mole checked out. I don't have a mole right now, but you never know, maybe one day. A ZocDoc has you covered. Listen, it's as easy as ordering a ride to a restaurant, getting delivery. You find and review local doctors. You read those verified reviews. You walk into the doctor's office, and you get to see someone who's in network. No question. Because, I don't know about you, Andrew. Do you enjoy phone trees? Do you enjoy waiting on hold? Is that something you enjoy?
I do not. It is terrible. And what's your alternative? A carrier pigeon? No, that's stupid. ZocDoc, so much easier. So much easier.
Exactly. ZocDoc.com. Find a doctor that's right for you. Book an appointment, in person or remote. They do the telehealth thing too. Find one that works for your schedule. Every month, millions of people use ZocDoc. I'm one of them. I use ZocDoc. I really love it. Find and book a quality doctor. So go to ZocDoc.com/HKI and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's super fast. That's ZocDoc.com/HKI. ZocDoc.com/HKI. A little more ASMR for you here on the morning drive. AirPods Pro 2 case. Okay, so here's a debacle. I think this is hilarious. So Level Lock, we've talked about Level Lock in the past. They have HomeKit locks, not HomeKey yet, and this is where the controversy comes in. So listener Angel Vargas, Vargas sent us a tweet of a Reddit post. So someone on Reddit was asking Level Lock, when are you going to come out with HomeKey? It's been a long time. All we have is that one Schlage lock. Level Lock, you can be the one to give us good HomeKey locks. Now, Level Lock contacted this person, replied to the email, and this is Level Lock's email to them. They say, Dear Preston, this is the guy on Reddit, I apologize for the inconvenience. We have no current plans to integrate with HomeKey, though our engineers are aware of the popularity of the technology. So they're saying we know people want HomeKey. I guess we just don't care about it. And so we have no current plans. So that was the context, which kind of stinks. Like Level Lock is one of the big brands when it comes to locks in the HomeKit space. And HomeKey is like the cool thing. That's like the new thing. We want it. So 9to5Mac also wrote a story about how it has no plans. But then we got the gorilla in the ring, Mark Gurman. You know Mark Gurman from Bloomberg. He's got all the leaks. He's all calling the events. He's doing whatever. Mark Gurman retweets the article and then says, I'm hearing the opposite. The new level with HomeKey has already landed in Apple Store stock rooms and the launch is imminent. Now, think what you want about Mark Gurman, but he, when he says something that clearly, distinctly, if he says there is an event on this date or this product is getting launched this month, he's usually accurate. And this is very bold statement. I mean, he's saying it's in Apple Store stock rooms and the launch is imminent. That's pretty interesting. So I don't know. What do you think about this, Andrew? The Reddit post versus Mark Gurman fight. What do you think?
I think the original, I think this was just a person who didn't know when they emailed back to that person. Because First off, we have actual things from Level showing support for HomeKey on multiple Apple slides and keynotes. It wasn't just one time. They did it at Dub, and then they did it, I think, again at Apple September event. I think may have been on the slide again as they were talking about some of these features, integrations, and stuff. So we've seen the Level logo multiple times promising HomeKey support. So to have somebody, a support rep, just come back and say, we have no plans.
Right.
Why did you publicly support it multiple times and then now this is you guys backtracking? At the same time, they said, we're aware of the popularity of the feature. How can it be popular when there's really nothing that supports it?
I mean, it's wanted. It's wanted by many people. And people know about it even though there's no products with it besides the Schlage.
Exactly. And beyond this, Level did even respond to this criticism, and they said, as a company that listens to our user feedback and ultimately uses it to offer more, we hear you, and we will say that HomeKey support is certainly not off the table for Level. So there might be controversy here, but I feel pretty confident that eventually there will be actual HomeKey support coming to several different locks from a bunch of people, including Level. There was a bunch of names on those slides. I don't think anyone's backtracked on this yet, so we'll just have to see.
Well, one other piece of information in this controversy, the Level Lock Touch, which is sold directly from Apple. You can go to the Apple Store and purchase, you could purchase it from there. It is completely sold out and unavailable. And so Mark Gurman actually pointed to that as evidence that this new model with HomeKey should be arriving soon because the previous model is completely sold out and unavailable with no stock coming anytime soon. So Level Lock Home Key Controversy. That's a pretty good rhyme there. If someone wants to write a rap or a children's nursery rhyme about HomeKit devices, we're welcome.
I hope no one does.
I'm hoping they all do, and then you can sing these nursery rhymes to your child at night. Please. Listeners, we need a HomeKit nursery rhyme. Surely there's musicians out there. Yes, we so do. It could be a jingle. You know, the ATP guys, they got a jingle at the end of their show. We could have a HomeKit jingle. Lots of things rhyme with kit, right? Kit.
Stop it. I guess
Split.
That's one.
HomeKit, stop it. All right, now you just snuck something in the notes here. Homey Pro. What is I don't even know what this is. What is this?
What I think is interesting, Stephen, is this is going to be the evolution of our show that you and I kind of need to figure out as we go into the future, where there are things like Matter, and there's going to be like an explosion of products, and it's going to make it harder to distinguish what we need to cover more in depth and what not to. So, Homey, I met these folks out at CES. They have a cool little hub thing, but recently they just launched, like yesterday, they just launched the new Homey Pro. So this is a new hub to connect Zigbee, Z-Wave, 433 megahertz devices, and infrared receivers all to this. And now this new hub has been updated to include Matter support and Thread support. They have new USB-C Ethernet adapter, so it can be wired. Before it was only wireless. So a bunch of new changes. But basically, this is essentially a hub. I can send you a little blog post, Stephen, for
I'm on their website.
Perusal.
Yeah,
okay. But yeah, so this is just a new one. It's got a lot of really neat stuff here. Traditionally, it's been like non-HomeKit. So while I thought the actual device was really cool, it didn't support HomeKit, probably just because of the ridiculous certification requirements to get there. But they are supporting Matter and everything like that. So they're adding Matter and Thread to this new version of the Homey Pro.
Whoa. So I'm looking at the very nice website, by the way. Kudos to the web design. Very nice. This is very interesting. I'm trying to find out how much this thing. Okay. Homey Pro is available in early access for $399. Pre-order today.
The idea here is obviously is the do-it-all hub, other than the proprietary ones that you need. So there's a lot of stuff that this integrates with, web apps. They say they support over 50,000 devices from over 1,000 brands.
Okay, so this is interesting. So you can choose your Homey. It's pretty good. So they have the Homey Pro, which is a one-time purchase for $399 that I just said. That's the thing with Thread, Matter, experiments, whatever that means. I don't think that means it'll experiment on you. I think that's experimental features. And then there's also a Homey monthly subscription for $299 that does not support Matter and Thread, so I think is less applicable to our HomeKit listeners. But this is an interesting hub. If you guys remember what was that? The one we actually had the CEO on. It was the Zigbee hub that worked with HomeKit. Today, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. It was the name. Can't think of it. It's gone. It's gone from my memory.
Did it have a K?
I don't know. I thought it was maybe an F. I don't know. But anyway, that hub was like $400 or $500. And so, this is not crazy compared to other things. But also on this website, the Homey Pro says Thinka.
Was it Thinka?
Thank you. Thinka. That's right. Thinka was the HomeKit hub, which never officially launched in the U.S., unfortunately. It was like an EU thing. But this Homey Pro will get Matter. It says coming in Q2 2023. Thread coming Q3 2023. So this is interesting. It even has like shortcut style workflows, it's saying, where you can set up automations and such. They're calling it flow cards. And then you can do these different flows across all these devices. I see like Sonos devices in these flow cards. You can do the Philips Hue stuff, Aqara stuff. It looks like a very nice interface, and then you can customize.
There's so many like pro level things, and this is the stuff that even HomeKit like falls short of. I mean, they have like cloud backups for all your stuff. They try to make everything done locally as much as possible to increase like all the speeds and everything. They're giving you all the breakdowns in terms of like, this is a 1.8 gigahertz ARM processor on the inside, 2 gigs of LPDDR4 memory inside of here, 8 gigs of flash storage, like all this extra stuff. And I mean, there's so many different things like infrared, Zigbee, Z-Wave, Matter, Thread, Bluetooth. There's a lot of connectivity options for a hub like this.
That's pretty cool. This looks cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm curious how this will work with HomeKit in the future, but I'll put a link to show notes. You guys should check this out. Again, a nice designed website, that gets me paying attention. You know what I mean? I don't want none of this janky website stuff. This thing is nice design. I really like it. I like all the little icons and the cards. It's very nice. Very nice. Okay. So, yes, link in show notes for that. And real quick, since we're on kind of the Matter discussion right now, this was a listener, rhis, on Twitter, sent a link. There's a lighting solution from Tridonic. This might be, some of the first Matter devices. We do have some Matter devices supposedly already, like Eve and other companies have said, like, this device will support Matter when it comes. I believe it when I hold it. Anyway, that's, Matter of version 1. It's out there. And so this was just an interesting link from a listener talking about another company that will be supporting Matter. Back of this device, it's got like 18 logos on it. It's got like the Matter logo. It's got the Thread logo. It's got the Bluetooth logo.
That's what it's going to be like, Steven. When you walk through the aisles of freaking Home Depot, you're going to see so many logos on these boxes. It's just making things so confusing.
I do kind of wish, Home Depot, I don't really browse for smart devices, although they do have a lot, but usually not a lot of HomeKit. When you go to Best Buy, Best Buy has like the home automation or the smart home section. They'll usually have like the big Hue stuff, like all the Hue lights. But then everything else is kind of like jumbled together. Like you'll have some lights that are HomeKit or switches like this. It almost would be nice. I mean, I wonder, you think they'll have like a Matter display? Will they put a big Matter logo over a portion of their aisle and just say, here are the Matter devices, and expect people to know what that is? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. This is what we talked to them when CSA was here, right? Like, you had a big marketing hurdle that you got to overcome.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Anyway, that's cool. But check out that Homey thing. That's a good name, Homey. You can do a lot of funny stuff with that. Anyway, I want to talk about some of our favorite automations, and then Andrew's got another review of an air purifier, and we have a couple listener questions. Before we get to that, I want to thank our last sponsor for today, Collide. You know our friends at Collide. Here's the deal. The challenge with endpoint security has always been that it's difficult to scale. That means doing it with large numbers of things. And when remote work took over, I think you know when that happened, the challenge got exponentially harder. You need visibility into your fleet of devices in order to meet security goals and reduce service desk tickets. But how do you get that visibility when different parts of your company run Mac, Windows, and Linux? Well, here's what you do. You get Collide. That's Collide with a K. It's an endpoint security solution that gives IT teams a single dashboard for all devices, regardless of their operating system. Collide gives you real-time access to your fleet's data and does things that traditional mobile device managers cannot, those MDMs for short. And instead of installing intrusive agents or locking down devices, Collide takes a user-focused approach that communicates security recommendations to your employees directly on Slack. Andrew's got a habit where he just saves his passwords directly on his desktop. He actually puts them as his wallpaper. He doesn't even
write
save the
them on my arm.
That's right.
That way, if I ever pass anywhere, people can get into my phone and stuff to call people.
His one password is just right there on his arm in permanent marker. And Collide, what Collide would do is send Andrew a message in Slack and say, Andrew, stop writing your passwords on your arm. Okay, they can't really see that. But they would tell somebody, stop saving your passwords in a plain text file or in an unsecured note on your computer, because that's like a bad idea. And Collide will tell the employees what they should do instead. Very useful. And you can answer every question you have about your fleet of devices without intruding on your workforce, so they still have their privacy. So visit collide.com/HomeKit to find out how. You follow that link, they'll hook you up with a free goodie bag, just for activating a free trial. Free trial, free goodie bag. That's KOLIDE.com/HomeKit, collide.com/HomeKit. Thanks to Collide for sponsoring this episode. Well, because it was a little bit of a lighter week, Andrew, I thought it would be nice. And I have some automations that I wanted to share. I've been trying to perfect my automations in the new house. And if you have any of your favorite automations, we'd love to hear from you too. But real quick, just want to run down a couple of things that I have programmed here into my iPhone. First, I've finally, I think, perfected a watch something shortcut. And so I have, a TV in my master bedroom, have a TV in like a family room, and there's another TV in another room. And what I was doing, I had a shortcut for each, whether, wake the TV, do the lights. I'm like, wait a minute. I can do this in one shortcut, put it in my today view, or what do we call that now, Andrew? Is that like the side screen? The side, what is that? It's today view, right? When you're on...
Yeah,
you're
that's
on
what
home
they
screen.
that's what they used to call it. I didn't know if they changed it to another name. It doesn't really make sense anymore, but hey.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, it's you're on your home screen, you swipe over, you can put some widgets there. So I have a widget there, and it's called Watch Something. And let me see if I can put it right here. So right there, it says Watch Something. And the Watch Something widget, when I tap it, it comes up with a menu, and it says bedroom, living room, family room. And then I can tap the room that I want to watch something in. And depending on the room, it will adjust the lighting and the TV. And so let's say I'm in the bedroom. I say, watch something, bedroom. It'll turn on the TV. The Apple TV remote on my iPhone goes to that TV control specifically, dims the lights, ready to watch something. If I tap family room, where I have the Hue Sync light stuff and all that set up, I can tap that, and it will dim the lights, turn on the Hue syncing stuff, and turns on the TV. And again, my iPhone Apple TV remote automatically goes to that. Let me see if I can show you real quick, because I like the shortcut. Watch something. Here we go. So here's the shortcut. If you're watching on YouTube, just going to go through some of the steps. So, family room. I got Wake the Family Room Apple TV, which turns on everything. You can set HomeKit scene. So I have family room movie, where it turns off all the lights and turns on the TV lights. I got my sync box, make sure it's on, starts lighting sync, and then show remote control for the family room. And so that's the whole shortcut right there, and it's really nice. So no matter where I'm watching something, I can do watch something. And then I also have a done watching shortcut. And so my done watching shortcut does the same thing, where it says, where are you watching? And I say bedroom or family room. And then it will turn off the Apple TV, put it to sleep, and it turns on the lights dim, because we're probably going to get ready to go to bed or whatever. And so I got to watch something and a done watching, and it both triggers HomeKit scenes and controls. And so it's one of my favorite new shortcuts. So that's a fun one. Also, do you have any questions on that? And I might have just blown your mind, Andrew, but I don't know if...
No, I'm good.
No, okay, very good. I've talked about this one before, but for a bathroom specifically, I have multiple lights. There's like a master closet light, there's like a toilet room light, and then there's the vanity lights in the bathroom. And you can set up an automation in your HomeKit tab automations, where when an accessory is controlled. And for the bathroom specifically, it's the one place I think it works really well, is when one light switch is turned off, it turns all the lights off in the bathroom. So when you're leaving the bathroom, you tap one switch and everything in the bathroom turns off. I really love that automation. So you can set that up with when accessory is controlled, choose when this switch turns off, and then you can choose all the other devices you want to control after that, and it turns everything off in the bathroom. I really like that one. Closet lights. I think closets are a great motion detector automation area. And so there's a pantry in the kitchen, and then a toy closet that the kids open up that's near our family room. And I have a motion detector in both of those. They're the Hue motion detectors. And whenever you open the door, the motion detector sees the motion, turns on the light, turns it off after 4 minutes. Now, you could also do a contact sensor, but because these are like indoor doors and they're just closets, I thought, let me just do a motion detector, because also sometimes someone leaves the door open, like especially the pantry door. It might stay open, but I want the light still to turn off if there's no motion. And so I find the motion detectors make for a better automation there. You open the door, or at least you walk into the pantry, and then the light turns on, and then it turns off 4 minutes later. Really like those closet and pantry motion detector type automations. I do have one automation on a contact sensor, which is our utility room. So we have a garage, and when you go, the door from the garage into the house goes into a utility room, washer, dryer, and then you walk into a family room. I have a contact sensor, the Aqara one, on the door from the garage into the utility room. And I have an automation where you just open the utility room door and the light turns on. I feel 9 times out of 10, if you're walking into the house, you want a light on when you're walking in. We put our shoes down there in the utility room. You call it a mud room. And that contact sensor turning on a light, pretty nice. Then again, I have that turning off after 5 minutes, which is really cool. And then we've talked about a home status before, but if you've never tried it and you have contact sensors around, maybe you have your garage door in a HomeKit, maybe even a lock, like a level lock in HomeKit, creating a shortcut that basically gets the status of all your contact sensors, whether this door is open, the garage door is closed, and then shows you a notification with all of those doors. It's a nice shortcut to run like in the evening. You could say, show me my home status, and here are all the doors that are closed. Oh, there's one open. Maybe I want to go check that. And it's a nice way to just quickly check what's going on with your home. And yeah, really useful if you've never set that up. So those are just some of my favorite automations that even after several months, been using them all the time, still useful, still like them. I haven't had to mess with them. Nothing's broken or disconnected. So yeah, fun stuff. What do you think, Andrew? You got anything like that?
I don't have anything that's like that complicated. I have mainly a lot of scenes that will manually trigger because I don't think I do anything that's like routine enough to try to automate. Even like watching TV, we don't have a ton of lights on or any that are like adversely affecting the TV unless it's specifically a movie, in which case we might have had the TV on beforehand. So switching to a movie scene could get, fuzzy and complicated. We have like the basic automations, like when we arrive home and leave home and stuff like that. And I like to use conditionals a lot. So like the porch lights, those can come on only if it's after sundown or sundown after sundown. Bathrooms on motion sensors, you come into the bathroom, the lights turn on, they turn off when the motion stops being detected. But it's a light strip underneath of the cabinet, and it comes on different brightnesses and different color temperatures based on the time of day. So you go into the bathroom at night, it's a warm glow. Come in during the day, it's brighter and it's white and it's more functional than just kind of ambiance and guiding you in the middle of the night so you're not blinding yourself. I wake up every morning whenever like my alarm goes off. I have the blinds open in the bedroom to get some natural sunlight to come in when I wake up. So I like doing that one. And then no matter when you have, like if you had it on a regular schedule, if you have your alarm set for a different time, they could or could not open. So you can trigger those with the shortcut automation so that when your alarm goes off, shades open. So I like doing that one.
That's good.
Usually if I'm trying to actually wake up, the extra sunlight helps you actually wake up and not hit snooze and, go to sleep longer. So do stuff like that. Probably have some for like the baby room and stuff, trigger one for nap time to turn off the lights, adjust the air purifier in there, close the shades, things like that. But again, those are more like scenes and manually triggering them versus an actual automation.
Very cool. All right. Well, let us know, what automations do you have listeners set up that you think are really useful, valuable, and we could share with everybody else. So very cool. All right. Now you have an air purifier that you can review. You've been purifying that air? Got that pure air?
Purifying. Fresh air, Steven.
Wow. Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is this guy here that I'm holding up on camera. This is from Airversa. We had mentioned this before. It is the Thread-enabled air purifier. So the company is Airversa. Specifically, we're getting product names here. This is the Purelle Smart Air Purifier AP2.
Okay.
Purelle Smart Air Purifier AP2 from Airversa. There's a lot of names in this air purifying space, but it's fairly compact. As you can see, it's a foot and a half, maybe 20 inches or so tall. I would be guessing in terms of size here. There is a screen on the top of it. It's a little touch screen, so you can boop it with your fingers to do different things. Has 5 different levels of fan control. On this lowest setting, where it is now, you basically can't hear it. Like,
I can barely hear it.
It's really quiet. Yeah, super duper quiet. It connects over Thread, so it's been really good performance for me so far. No issues at all in actually this connecting. So there's this green light around there because it measures your air quality and stuff. There's a little handy night mode to keep in the low setting and turn like the screen and the colors off so it doesn't blind you at night if this isn't a bedroom. The filters come out of the bottom. You just twist its bottom off, and there are 2 filters inside, and I believe they're like the charcoal filters. So they have like the actual filter on one side and like the charcoal on the other, I think, because it's like a 3-step filtration process is what they say. So it'll help with the actual air quality, like odor and stuff like that, as well as just like particles in the air. Nice. And replacement filters are affordable, like real affordable. $25 for a 2-pack of filters. It uses 2 at once, so you're getting like one replacement set, but a whole replacement set for only $25, which I do not think is bad at all.
No.
I think that's really good. But yeah, do you have any questions, Steven, on another air purifier?
Being Thread, I mean, you don't really feel like, light switch with Thread, you could tell, it turns on immediately. Do you notice any like speed difference because it's Thread? It's like responsiveness when you're trying to control it?
Let's see. Let's look. Let's play a game.
Let's do a live test here. Do it live.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And I'm going to turn this sideways.
Okay. If you YouTube.com/HomeKit Insider. Here we go.
So
control it.
Let's have it ready. 3, 2, 1. Tapping off.
Whoa!
That was almost instant.
Fast. That was pretty fast.
Yeah, so you're a button. Hit the button.
Whoa!
Almost right away.
Okay.
I think it's pretty quick.
That is pretty
I'd say
quick.
that's pretty darn speedy for this guy. As long as you got your Thread network set up, because I think it falls back to Bluetooth otherwise, and you don't really want Bluetooth. So as long as you got Thread going on in your home, this should be good.
And then
let's see, because go ahead, Steven, while I look something up here.
Controls for air purifier. I mean, you got on off. Do you have like speed control? Are there any other controls, or is it just on off?
So you do have speed controls here. So a little slider, pull it all the way up, and it's going to pump out. That's max volume. Yep. So turn that back down. That's off. You can put it like row 1. But you also have under accessories, you have like the actual air purifier and then the air quality sensor. So get air quality, but you don't get an auto mode here in the HomeKit part. There is like an auto button, I believe, like right on the top of the sensor that you can use, but there isn't one built in to HomeKit for that. What I was going to check, there it is. So I wanted to check the Thread. So it is a router. It does show as an actual. Just throw my phone.
Andrew just dropped his phone.
Yeah. It does show when you're using the Eve app there, it does show as a Thread router. So this is able to extend your Thread network throughout your home. Okay. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And
I think it's the first and only Thread enabled air purifier so far on the market, right?
I think that's like purchasable. We've got a lot of announcements, but this one you can buy right now. It is $180 right now from Airversa directly, which is 10% off. Usually it's $200. Now it is $180. You can buy with Apple Pay right on their site. Pretty cool. I will. I'm kind of tempted by this actually. We had an old school air purifier called an Air Doctor, which for something that's called a doctor was pretty dumb. Like it was just on off. So I might look into this. This is very interesting. Okay. Very cool. Link in show notes if you want to get the Airversa.
I'm so annoyed, Steve, that there's no air humidifiers, or well, I guess there is the humidifiers. There is the one that we talked about a couple weeks ago. But dehumidifiers. That's a HomeKit category. We still don't have like a single. I think there's like one, and I haven't even ever actually seen it anywhere or even like available. But we have our basement, and we want to make sure there's not any extra. It's like waterproofed and everything, but still. It would be nicer just to have a dehumidifier running to keep things clean and everything. And it's just annoying that there's not any in HomeKit.
We have a humidifier coming. I know we covered a humidifier, but that is literally the opposite of what you're looking for.
For sure. For sure.
You want a dehumidifier. So that would be nice. Come on, companies. Get them out there. All right, I wanted to answer. We kind of had two listener questions, but it's really the same question. So John Fetchner on Twitter is asking about video doorbells. He has a Ring doorbell, but he wants to replace it with something HomeKit Secure Video. And then also Common Sense One on Twitter, also wondering about replacing his doorbell. You know, he's seeing all the Nest stuff that's launching, and he, I guess, has heard us, talk negatively about the reliability of HomeKit Secure Video devices. So they're both asking about video doorbells. And John specifically was asking anything new, an update on these products. I feel like this is a product category that does not get a lot of updates. It's kind of the big three. You have the Logitech Circle View doorbell, you have the Netatmo, and then you have the Wemo. And all three are HomeKit Secure Video. They're all doorbells. They've all been out for a while. I mean, I don't know, but there's none others that have launched recently or are even coming soon, right? Like those are the big three. That's it.
Those are the big ones. Personally, okay, there's two different things. There is like HomeKit, and then there's HomeKit Secure Video. I personally am not adverse to ones that support HomeKit, but not HSV. Yes, you might end up with a different like subscription or a different storage option because there's other things out there. Personally, I'm still using the Arlo for my stuff day to day. It supports HomeKit. It shows on my Apple TV. The doorbell chimes through all of my HomePods. I have two-way communication through like my watch and HomeKit and all of that. The only difference is that it's saving its footage into the Arlo account instead. I do like the Arlo stuff, and they are more granular controls over notifications, and its AI I think is better. So I think that's the biggest difference. For me, it's been more reliable, and you can have a lot more granular controls over what motion is detected and stuff like that. So you can still get a HomeKit one, even if it's not like HomeKit Secure Video. If you want HomeKit Secure Video, like you said, Steven, those are your three options, I'm pretty sure. Or the Robin Pro Line Compact, which is the somewhat more agreeable version, and it uses PoE, so it's like wired and all reliable and stuff like that. But it looks fairly industrial. It looks more like for a larger house. That's like a nice way to say like a McMansion or something. But it looks like it'd be like on your gate. You got PoE running out to your gate, and somebody presses on it, like an intercom or something. That's kind of what it looks like. If that's what you're going for, that's a good option for that, and it's less than the regular Robin Pro line, but it's still hundreds of dollars. So there's a couple options, but that's it.
Yeah. Okay. And so to recap, the Wemo, $250, HomeKit Secure Video. The Netatmo, $200, HomeKit Secure Video. Logitech Circle View, $185 right now on Amazon, HomeKit Secure Video. Or the Arlo, which is HomeKit. You do need the Arlo hub to get it into HomeKit. It won't work with HomeKit just out of the box. It's a $150, but they have a wired and wireless. It's actually $120 for the wired version, $150 for the wire-free. So battery operated, you can recharge it and all that. With the hub, then you get it into the HomeKit Video. The Arlo one, I will say, is nice. I don't have one personally, but I installed one for a friend. He got the wire-free one, and really nice just to be able to screw it into the outside of the house. No wires, very reliable, consistent. He did not get the hub. He just used the Arlo app, and the Arlo app worked great. Also, the Arlo one, you can get the chimes from Arlo, and you can get multiple chimes that just plug into the outlets around your house, and then you can do that. If you get it into HomeKit, you can use your HomePods as chimes as well, but the Logitech one and like the Wemo one, that will work with your physical chime, but sometimes that can be a little complicated. Like it took me a little while to get the Logitech Circle View working with a physical chime in the house. It comes with an adapter. You got to do all this stuff. So I will say the Arlo one, the chime situation was a little easier because it literally just pairs right in the Arlo app, and there's like several sounds you can choose from. And the friend I installed it, he's actually slightly hearing impaired. And so he put lots of those chimes around his house. Like he put one in his bedroom, in the living room, in the office. And that was a nice option for the Arlo that you don't get with the other ones. Although you can use HomePods if you want. So, yeah.
The benefit with the Netatmo one is I'm not sure how it works with HSV, like if you're forced to do one or the other, but there's like local storage via like SD cards on the camera itself. So there's like a physical backup in there that you can use for recording. So that's another nice option. That one can also go in directly into like an FTP server or Dropbox.
That's pretty slick. So we'll put links to all of those video doorbells. That's no really new ones that we've heard of coming out. No one's really announced anything. But I will just say my Logitech Circle View doorbell has been very consistent. And I live in Florida. I got through the hottest months with the Circle View doorbell. It wasn't in direct sunlight, but had a lot of sunlight on it. I get lots of notifications. It does the facial recognition through iCloud Photos. And so it'll tell me who it thinks is at the door. It'll tell me if there's a group of people at the door. Like, it's been working really well. The recordings have been consistent. There were a couple times it didn't record a car at night because it was very dark, I guess, and it just didn't see the car pulling in. But most things, the recordings have been consistent. So that's just been my experience with the Logitech one. But let us know, listeners, what video doorbells and do you enjoy? What automations do you have that you would like to share with the HomeKiteers, I will say. Let us know. You can tweet at Andrew and myself on Twitter. Go leave us a 5-star review and watch the shows, youtube.com/HomeKit Insider. You can watch us there. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.